Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Glorious Reacts. Before we begin, I would like to introduce ourselves. I'm your friend from Down Under, Arnold, and I am joined tonight by the thriller from Manila, Joel. Say hi, Joel.
Hi, Joel.
And our very own Singapore Sling, Paul.
Hey.
Say hi, Paul.
Nauna yung hey ko. Hi!
We once again join the watcher, maybe for the last time, as he looks through the universe at key events throughout the MCU. This one not very much so. With a slight difference, very different altogether. Giving us variant stories that show us possible answers to the question, what if? Although this time around, it's a different what if that he tried to answer. Before we continue, I would like to inform you, dear audience, that this is not a spoiler-free show, and that we will be talking directly about key events that has occurred in today's episode, most of which will be revealing key story elements. If you have not watched the latest episode or any episode of What If, well, time to binge. And you want to remain unspoiled, please stop here and come back once you have watched the show. Without further ado, let us go right into it. It is the privilege of our very own thriller from Manila to give us our final recap for What If. So, Joel, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Arnold. All right, for the past 7.5 episodes, we've been watching Uatu as a passive observer of all of the events that have happened in What If. This was, of course, until last episode when Ultravision, or I think Infinity Ultron, as he's officially called, felt his presence and decided to take him on in his quest to bring peace to the multiverse.
Yeah.
Narrowly escaping utter defeat, Uatu visits the different multiverses that we've had a glimpse of in the past episodes, and one that we never watched, one that we never saw. And he brings together a team of guardians of the multiverse to try and bring down a threat that is possibly even greater than Thanos was in the first 3 phases of the MCU. The GOTM put a plan into motion and seemingly succeed, only to be thwarted by the same loophole that supposedly renders the Infinity Stones in Ultravision's possession useless in other universes. And just as they were on the brink of possible destruction, the Black Widow from the Ultravision universe teams up with Captain Carter to make use of the Zola virus and succeed in overriding the cybernetic multiversal conqueror. It is then that Eric Stevens /Killmonger /Black Jaguar decides to turn heel and take the Infinity Ultron armor and the stones along with it to try and fix his world. He is stopped by Arnim Zola, who had completely overtaken the Vision body. The two are deadlocked in a tug of war for the armor and the stones, and Strange Supreme, recognizing what was happening, sacrifices his own freedom and creates a pocket reality where the two remain in an eternal struggle. He also agrees to keep watch over the pocket reality, deciding to stay in the cell he made for himself in the universe that he broke. The rest of the Guardians are rewarded by being sent back to their own worlds without any existential threat looming over them. All but Black Widow, who is sent back to a universe that lost its own Natasha. Captain Carter, who asked Uatu if it was possible to be sent back to the 1940s of her own universe, was denied her request, unfortunately. But all was not for naught, as she and the Nat from her universe uncover the Hydra Stomper once again with someone inside. And thus ends Season 1 of What If.
Wow. Well, that actually is even more compelling than what I just watched.
It's actually, we should have just watched this one.
You just,
then forgotten the whole...
just listen.
Just listen and then...
Joel's recap. And that's anyways.
Wait, but I do have one correction for the recap. I would have said, instead of the Nat from her universe, I would have said her BFF.
Her
BFF.
Yeah, very much.
There you go. There, fixed it for you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
I would like to take the opportunity to start off with our likes
Go ahead.
in this episode. The biggest like for me in this episode is how they resolved this multiversal conundrum. The beginning of the episode, we already have an idea of what's gonna happen. That title just confirmed that okay, this is what I believe somewhere towards the middle of or very early on. I think in episode 3. I think that's the episode wherein what if the world lost its mightiest heroes. I think I already gave up on there being an series-wide, meta arc in these pocket dimension, these multiversal stories, because it didn't make any. We couldn't tease out anything, right? But somewhere we held on to the hope that maybe Uatu is actually telling us these stories so that he can explain away his interference at the end of the season. And here it is, right? So when it started with that, in the ending of the previous episode, wherein he already goes to the one person that he did not expect to come back to, Strange Supreme. It already pretty much spelled what was going to happen in the season ender, which made it a bit boring. Made it a little bit of a kill. Kind of spoiled.
Anticlimactic.
It very anticlimactic. That was the word I was looking for. So I was very happy with how they resolved it, because the resolution wasn't, hey, we won, we completely obliterated Ultron. No, it wasn't that. We come up with a situation which is very similar to how Strange Supreme situation was in episode 4, wherein we've got Ultron / Zola, taken over by the Zola virus, is in that eternal struggle with Killmonger, of all people, Killmonger, right? And then we have Strange Supreme watching over them just in case they manage to destroy that pocket reality. Amazing! I would not have expected that kind of ending, and I was quite satisfied with how they decided to end that. Speaking of endings, I was very happy with Peggy's ending, wherein he said that, hey, can I get that happy ever after? And he says, sorry, no. You don't get to travel back in time like the other guy did. He created multiverses, his problem hasn't been resolved yet. You, unfortunately, have to go back to where you started, because I don't do that. But he did say that, don't worry. Captain Carter is needed in that reality, and lo and behold, we did find the Hydra Stomper. ... We don't know what's gonna happen with that one.
Yeah.
Black Widows was obviously she was thrown a bone, right? It was an interesting twist, because in Endgame, she sacrificed herself so that the rest of the Avengers had a fighting chance. In her universe, she was the only one left. So it was a nice switch around, wherein, obviously the story continues. Whatever happens on that particular universe, it was a story that we never found out what happened, because they were fighting on the deck of the helicarrier. We don't even know if that references Winter Soldier.
If it's the MCU.
Yeah, if it's actually references Winter Soldier or not, because obviously Winter Soldier storyline had its Natasha there. So that was nice. A few more highlights. I think Joel's gonna explain this away, so I'm gonna leave this one for you, because you were the only one who actually noticed this in episode. In the movie wherein they cameoed this. So I'm gonna leave that one for you. I kind of liked how Uatu's comedy still continues. He's still very much like a person. The metaphor for the door, that was nice. It was a nice touch. It was like, so I'm not going to go through that door. That was actually more of a metaphor. You're going to go. Anyways, you don't have any choice. Right? The references to the Winter Soldier in the beginning, that talk about, what was his name? Benjamin from accounting.
Yeah.
That was also
Bernard.
Bernard. There you go.
Bernard.
Bernard from accounting. That was cute. I thought they were doing some weird, something weird between Natasha and Captain Carter. No, she's still pining for good old little Steve. Obviously, the MVP of this episode is not Uatu, but Stephen Strange, or Strange
Yes.
Supreme. He was definitely given an opportunity to shine, and shine he did indeed. Ultron was even realized that, hey, this guy's the linchpin to this entire thing. The only reason why all of these guys are surviving is because of his magic. Right? And did we notice that he wasn't protected by any of the magic spells at all? Was he just that strong?
No, he had magic.
But he didn't have like the armor looking.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he didn't have the armor.
Yeah.
He just had so many tentacles.
He ate a blast, right? One of the blasts, he just ate it.
Was that okay? I actually thought that was.
I
like an
actually thought
Infinity
that was the stone.
I thought so too. I thought he drank an Infinity. Ate an Infinity Stone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Anyways, obviously he was pulling double duty here, making up for what he destroyed, I guess. And here's another thing: is Strange Supreme that powerful now that he can open a portal to the zombie universe? Somebody explain this to me.
I actually don't know. Uatu probably told him about the zombie universe.
Joel's right. I think a lot of it has been through preparation. They really prepared. Like they had a plan.
So did
Doctor
Uatu
Strange
scoop
with Batman preparation?
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Did Uatu scoop like a couple 100,000 zombies, put it in, and then Stephen Strange Supreme put it in the pocket universe to hold on to, and then open a portal? I don't know.
I don't think so. My thought while that was happening was that he was really opening a portal to the zombie multiverse.
Yeah.
The zombie.
Okay. Well,
And particularly to where Wanda zombie is.
zombie
Yeah.
Wanda. I was like,
Yeah.
what's that gonna do? It's not Vision. But anyways.
No, it was more of the chaos magic, right? And she was
And
she was
she's
trying to
connected
control the gems, but you know.
She was connected to because since she's Wanda, she's connected to the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
But
And
mind
an
gem.
Infinity Stone
Gotcha.
can destroy another Infinity Stone.
But
Gotcha.
this is not her universe's Infinity Stone, so she can't destroy it.
That's like a
That one is already a big, pot of mess.
I am telling you, I told you already.
I know,
Previous
I know.
episode, I think I already brought this up.
We're gonna
Anyway.
bring that up in our dislikes because clearly that's a big sore point. And then, I guess that was it. I already mentioned that we were correct. We were, at least Joel was correct in mentioning and coming up with a theory that, hey, Uatu is explaining why he did this thing. And unfortunately, and this is going to be one of our dislikes as well, one of the places he plucks people out doesn't even exist. Anyways, we'll get into that.
and he didn't block from one of the episodes that we
one of
saw.
the other episodes, yep. So, Paul, would you like to continue on?
Yes, I would love to. So, I'm a simple person. I
You keep
saw
saying
Doctor Strange. I saw him all powerful. I like the episode. That's it.
That's it.
My own like. No, just kidding. Actually, I do like how the season ends. That's one of my likes. Is how they tie the whole thing neatly with a bow. But okay, and there's a small but. I would have loved to see at least a small amount of what, because it says what if the Watcher broke his oath. So I want to see the repercussions of him actually, helping out, not just watching. At least just a small preview, right? Of at the end.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get, which is okay. I don't mind, but because I actually do like the ending. I like that they brought back Zombie Wanda. I thought they would have brought back Hulk, but then they brought back Zombie Wanda. So that's okay.
Were they
It's
still
cool.
fighting? They were fighting, right? In the
Hulk was not there. He's probably dead.
but he's impervious. Anyways,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
His arm, his thick skin can't be bitten. So I
It
guess
would have been cool if like a giant zombie wasp also
Oh,
fell down.
fell down. Right. Letdown.
Didn't expected that.
What else? Zola. I think I liked that part when they showed him with the cavity and the virus showing his face there. It's a very good callback to the original Zola robot android. What do we classify him as?
I think he's a robot.
He's a robot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are my likes. Simple, straight to the point. Not a lot of wiggle room.
I love it. And finally, Joel.
Yeah, for me, well, a couple of them are the same as yours, right? Yes, Strange Supreme for me. He was the MVP of the team. And in essence, he's the only one who actually made a sacrifice. A sacrifice for the team.
Yep.
Right? They kind of like telegraphed that Killmonger was gonna turn heel somewhere down the line. But I did not quite see that the reasoning of Killmonger wasn't just to dominate the world, but it was to he still saw that there was a need for him to fix his world and all of the other worlds.
Still pushing the
That's why he
agenda.
wanted-
He's very consistent.
Yeah, right. So he's not entirely evil, right? He's not entirely evil. He's got noble intentions. It's just that the way that he goes, he's Machiavellian about it.
Yes.
In the sense that whatever way, and this is he's like Boromir from Lord of the Rings, who wants
Correct,
to use the ring of power to defeat the enemy, right? So that's his idea. So that's it. And then that coordinated attack. I don't know if there's any parallelism with the coordinated attack in Infinity War. Between the group of Strange and Iron Man and Thanos, and when they were trying to take away the Infinity Gauntlet.
The one over
I
at
don't know
Titan? No, I don't
Yeah,
think
the one in
so.
Titan.
No.
But the coordinated attack in this episode looked really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
The one thing that was kind of close
Similar
was when they had the chains
when they
on.
actually took the
Correct.
thing, right? Yeah.
That was actually the spot that I expected Killmonger to make a move
turn.
that would have caused, problems. He didn't,
He was a little bit more patient because he got the stones.
and he's not that powerful.
Yeah. That's cool, and going to Zola, that appearance by the Zola body was really cool. We finally got an adaptation of his robot body.
Yep.
And the last of my likes is I liked the theme as they were leaving the inn, the Guardians of the Multiverse, as they were leaving the inn. It was actually sort of an interpretation of the Avengers theme.
From the first movie.
From the first Avengers movie. So I think that they used the same key. It was just a variation of that theme because they are essentially, it was shown that way. They even had a 360.
Yep. They have the
shot.
group shot. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it
That
was.
we've
They
already
are
seen
the Avengers.
part of the trailers from before what we've started.
So that's me. Those are my raves of this episode.
Yeah, right. So going to our dislikes, we've already noted. I guess I'll start off with the one that I already hinted of earlier. So I already mentioned a couple of episodes prior that this season was supposed to be billed for 10 episodes. But unfortunately, because of constraints, supposedly COVID being one of them, they had to reduce it to deliver only 9, and the remaining one was supposedly pushed to the second season, which is why we've gotten a confirmation of a second season is coming. Unfortunately, and this is one thing I don't understand. Why? It seems like the episode they managed to push back is the Gamora episode.
The Gamora episode. Yeah.
And I don't if that is true, because we have no idea, it doesn't seem to be, we have no confirmation except for the fact that there seems to be a multiverse that Uatu has already watched. Then again, he's watched everything. But there was a multiverse that he was supposed to tell us a story of, wherein Gamora defeated Thanos, And they were even in Nidavellir trying to forge a gauntlet. Were they forging a gauntlet, or were they forging the?
I think they
Yeah,
were
the Crusher.
destroying it, right?
They
They
were
were destroying the
destroying it.
gauntlet.
They were
Yeah, because
destroying
they
the-
already destroyed the gems, so they were gonna destroy the gauntlet.
Gotcha. Okay, that's true. And then we don't get that episode. Why do we have?
Yeah.
Why don't we get that episode? And Joel was right in pointing out that episode 3, they did not take anybody. Then again, who would they take?
I would have gotten
Captain
Captain
America?
Marvel, Danvers.
Oh, Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess he showed up. Yeah, you're right. I did point out in that she was going to be part of the Guardians of the Multiverse
Right?
for my previous episode, for my previous theory. You're right. I do.
Or Fury.
That was part of my theory. But they did not. I do agree that episode 3 is a powerful episode. It's one of the episodes that I'm assuming would have had the most impact for us from this entire season. But it just doesn't make. It just makes the ending that less impactful, because now we have a piece of the story that does not make sense, wherein we have a character that we have no affinity whatsoever for. So that
Yeah.
seems like a missed opportunity. I guess one last gripe: the likeness of the characters in this episode is probably the worst. And
It's
this highlighted by
transferred
the
to you,
fact-
Arnold. My gripe of these things is transferred to you.
I guess the main reason why this one has become the most obvious is because now we can clearly compare Captain Carter in episode 1 and Captain Carter in episode 9, and she has turned into a Picasso. No, she has not. But I mean, the difference is night and day. Ultron's voice kind of faltered when the Infinity Stone was taken, the Soul Stone was taken. Suddenly he lost that robotic undertone and he sounded like some other dude.
Maybe that was the source of his
His robotic
undertone.
sounding. Okay, the Soul Stone. Yeah, he was channeling the soul of what was it?
Spader.
Of
James
of
Spader.
James Spader.
But
That's it.
just to let you guys know, the voice actor for this was the voice actor who did the Red Skull voice in Infinity War and Endgame.
That's it. No, that's it. I mean, he's fine. He can do a pretty good Schmidt because of the thick German accent, I guess. It's just more obvious with Ultron because it's just James Spader's voice.
Yeah.
Right? So the Infinity Stone Crusher inconsistency, I'm gonna leave that to Paul to explain. Okay, that's his thing. And lastly, I think this is the one episode that I really wish they put more time in. Extended
Yes.
10 more minutes. I don't know.
I actually agree with you because we kind of don't feel the weight so much of the sacrifice
Yep.
that Strange Supreme made.
The
It's
epicness
just that-
of that combat. These are characters from different multiverses fighting for the whole multiverse. Just didn't feel as impactful, I guess.
Yeah.
Paul, go for it.
Well, what? First of all, it's. I think the runtime could have been longer, but given that they were impacted with COVID for that one episode, I think
Sure.
this one as well was impacted by COVID. They may have had plans, but then, it's.
I think that we can say that about all of the episodes. Like
Right.
they could have
They-
benefited from a longer runtime, but this one would have benefited the most.
Because this was the dot at the end of the sentence, basically. Yeah, but but you know what? I'm actually I mean, I did say it's one of my likes that I am satisfied how they ended, and I think even with the runtime, I think I'm okay. Because I have a feeling that we're gonna see more of them in the second season. So it's like, so I don't know. I think I have this nagging feeling at the back of my head that it's gonna be the same cast. Just maybe they're gonna be probably adding on some other world, so they'll probably add some other characters, but the core will be the same people. I have a feeling it's gonna be the same people.
All right.
Because they're probably gonna lose Strange Supreme because he's stuck in his own dimension, and then Killmonger's there with him, so we're down 2. So they're I don't know. It feels like way, but hopefully they don't. Hopefully they come up with new people. Anyway, to my dislikes is inconsistent. Okay, this whole multiverse thing, it's a multiverse of inconsistency. First of all, you have Infinity Gems being as powerful as they Infinity Stones being as powerful as they are, working outside their own universe. But the thing that can crush them does not work on them because they're from the outside of their own universe. How inconsistent can you get? This is terrible.
It's a bit sad. It's sad.
They
They needed a MacGuffin. Just so happened that the MacGuffin has an established lore, which they countered within their own story.
Yeah, Ultron did say that there are minute changes, and that the Infinity Crush, what do we call it? The Infinity Crusher was designed specifically for the stones in her universe.
Indeed.
Maybe if we had gotten that cut episode, it would have explained it away better. But with the explanation that we got,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So that's one of the things that are gonna this is the letdown of this episode. Is it because they're so inconsistent with what the Infinity Stones can do and cannot do? I understand that at the one of my dislikes, Killmonger suddenly gets ultra powerful. He has telekinetic powers. He can summon the stones. All right, but I can understand because they're in the world that the stones universe that the stones originated from, and he actually got them at least attached. They attached to him, so maybe they rubbed off some of his power with it. It's fine.
Oh, I have a little bit of an explanation.
Me too. I think.
Okay, so before your explanation, so that's one thing, right? But the thing that irks me the most is that Killmonger, in the span of planning to defeat Infinity Ultron, was able to decrypt the Ultron head, hack into it, and then use it to summon the nanite armor to him.
Yep.
And if Tony Stark, even with nanobots, died after snapping, it would have been, to be consistent, since Eric Killmonger is human, he would have died the moment he used the stones.
You didn't even use it yet. Doesn't use it.
Yeah, he didn't use it yet. That's the thing.
But at the very least, I guess one of the things is that he never actually used it. He was explaining it. But I see what Paul's saying because both Hulk and Tony Stark in the MCU universe was already writhing in pain, just having the stones on their hands. And here's Eric, just like chilling.
Yeah.
You know what he has? It's what we call plot armor.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, well, this episode had a lot of it. But and funny that you mentioned armor because I've been watching a lot of the other shows about that mention this. I do think that the fact that he is wearing vibranium is a main difference. That's why Ultron himself,
is a vibranium
Ultravision,
body.
has a vibranium body, so he's able to take on the whatever energy signature that the Infinity Stones give off. Right? Tony Stark didn't have a vibranium armor. Genius Hulk didn't have a vibranium whatever.
No,
right?
They should have attached it to Cap's shield then.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, right. So yes, it's that because vibranium is able to take on energy, it absorbs energy and it can reflect it back.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it easy, and I think that's also the reason why he was able to call the nanites, the nanobots, because that was also made from vibranium, as I understand. So he was. That's why that could happen. I think, although I'm not quite sure because it's never explained. It's never explained.
Didn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but ultimately it's plot armor. It's just being able to hack Ultron, even though he's just saw it for the first time. I mean, those small things, but I understand. We have to get this along.
He's a super genius, man.
We have to get to the end. So
Yeah.
we have to go through this.
Are you
That's
just glad
why-
you
that's
didn't get the
why
opportunity
Arnold
to
and
say Wakanda forever?
God forever. Right?
Anyway, so those are my dislikes.
Alright.
You can go. You guys can cover the rest. I know there's a lot more. I know there's a lot more.
Yeah, mine is actually the first thing is connected to the unseen episode. It's I mean Stark is there. He's
It's the
I
only
don't know,
episode he's still alive by the end.
Yeah. Yeah. By the markings on the, I think he was in a Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah, it was a Space Buster armor.
Yeah.
Thanos Buster.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And because of the markings, it seems as if he went to Sakaar.
Probably.
Yeah, because there is supposed to be an episode in Sakaar. And I think that was supposed to be it. But I don't know. Did they make Stark like less of a genius in this series? Because why wouldn't you get Stark? He's like one of the icons of the MCU.
I have a feeling it's because he already has Strange, and there's only one room for one guy.
For one
a,
person with a mustache.
There is a theory, and I'm starting to believe that this is the case. There is a theory that Stark dying is an absolute point in time.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I haven't clicked that video, but yeah, I
Right?
saw
So
that.
maybe we're not supposed to have any Tony Stark.
That it would have been that would have made the sacrifice of the episode greater if even then Stark would have died.
Yeah.
Right?
He just falls over.
Yeah, he has a heart attack when they first see
His arc reactors
Infinity
fails because
Ultron.
he's in Nivalier and there's a lot of negative energy.
or because he's in a totally different multiverse. He dies right away because
Dies right
his
away.
arc
Yeah,
reactor doesn't
exactly.
work in that multiverse, that universe. Okay, so yeah, so that, and then the other one is what I mentioned a while ago, and Arnold restated. Nobody got picked up from the universe where the Avengers died. So if so, what was the point of that episode then? Why not
for the
swap out
feels? It's for the feels.
for the feels, so that we'll feel bad about Hank Pym, and
Right,
his lost
yeah.
his daughter.
the bullying.
well,
behind
it's a
him.
good way to cap the. I mean, because that's the last scene we see, right? Before Watcher says that the story, I protect the stories, because that's the last place we visit.
What?
Yeah, Watu brings Natasha there.
Oh no, he's talking about
No, that's not where Uatu brought Natasha.
That's not it.
Is it?
Because remember,
Yeah,
remember
because the Avengers died in that world.
No, he only said that this universe lost its.
They're Avengers,
No,
right?
it lost its Black Widow.
It's Black Widow. Only
No,
it's
but
Black Widow.
if you look at the fight on,
the deck,
yeah, remember
it's quite
Loki
possible. You're right,
fighting
Joel. You're
Right,
right. Joel.
Fury
We never saw any
with
of the
the
other
two
Avengers.
captains.
Yeah, aside. True.
So the reason why it ended there is because that's where he brought Natasha.
Ah.
So that's why it's significant to the series.
I
'Cause
wish,
we don't
that
know-
one scene.
I wish
Yeah,
they
we don't
pointed
know
that
what
out.
that world is. Now we know what that world is. A world where the Avengers were, where we lost the Avengers.
I did wonder why Captain Marvel was already there. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, okay.
I did not pick that up. Okay, but still, that's it. Yeah, I would have been more satisfied if Uatu actually brought Nat back to the MCU. The main timeline MCU. That would have paved the way for Scarlett Johansson to come back to the MCU. Right? Yeah, so yeah, there's that. Aside from it was a very significant episode, and it became a throwaway scene here. Okay, yeah, right, bring you here because they need someone like you.
That's
All right. So yeah, so there's that. Again, the backstory of Gamora. We needed
Missed
that story.
opportunity.
We needed that story. About, and it would have been interesting to see how she came up with the Infinity Crusher. Right?
Or a plan to kill Thanos.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that too. Right, and by all accounts, it looked as if it was just her and Stark. I doubt E3 did anything.
No. I was trying to see. E3 still had his hands. So obviously, Thanos didn't get a chance.
Yeah. But yeah, it was probably just Stark and Gamora, right? And then this, while I did like the coordinated attack, it was weird for me that it happened because these people just met each other not a couple of hours earlier, and then all of a sudden they know how to coordinate an attack.
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship, yeah. And also, aside from that, Ultron is supposed to be a supercomputer.
Yeah.
How can attacking him from all fronts prevent him from making computations at a microsecond
It's
level?
like, keep him on his back foot. What? He's supposed to figure these things out.
Yes.
I guess
If
constant...
Google can come up with search results in 0.0000 seconds, how can Ultron not be able to do that?
Maybe it's because the vibranium shield, there's two of them now. Oh no, we don't know if
And then
that was vibranium shield. Sorry, no, it's not.
Because of the vibrations, his computations got his
Haven't you seen
microchips
what
that-
happens when your Discman skips? People are asking, what's a Discman?
Google it. It'll come back in 0.00093
Google it, kids.
seconds. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and my last thing, although I did sort of explain it away a while ago, I was wondering how the struggle between Zola and Killmonger was even possible. How did they have a tug of war for the stones? And so do the stones naturally are the stones naturally attracted to vibranium? Does that mean that's what it is? How did that happen? How did they have power over the stones?
I have a theory, and it's because Zola's hacking the original body where the armor was connected, right? And it's made out of vibranium, and it's connected to the vibranium nanobots that are being basically make up the armor. And Killmonger hacked into that same signal.
Yep.
So they're trying to vie for the basically they're trying to tug of war because they're both into the network, and they're trying to pull the armor to them. So that's why there's a tug of war. At least that's what I
it's
have.
because the nanobots were still attached to the stones somehow. And it was the nanobots that they were actually pulling back and forth. Similar to how Stark was able to use nanobots to pull the stones from Thanos in Endgame. So I'm thinking that's
okay. I guess I'll take that explanation. But yeah, I mean, this episode, oh my gosh, it was nice. It could have benefited a lot from longer runtime, but oh my god, a lot of stuff that really wrecked my appreciation of it.
All right. Well, since
sorry. One more thing. One
Yes.
more rant about this episode is that just as how Thanos was so depowered in the episode between where he gets sliced into two, this time it's the Infinity Ultron who's like so depowered. Yes, I can understand Strange Supreme, but these are the Infinity Stones. These are stones that can like snap
Alter
away
reality.
50% of all, right?
Yep.
It can alter reality, all of those things. And it was so weird how it was so easy for Strange to form all of those armor around the different heroes. And then and also the fact that Infinity Ultron could not think of any other attack except for energy bolts.
Yep. Those Kirby dots were really powerful.
Yeah. It's so weird that
He never tried stopping time. He never tried
Oh, he
teleporting.
did. Remember that
Once.
when they actually got the
Once,
yeah.
and then Stephen Strange Supreme used his Eye of Agamotto
Yeah.
to counter that somehow. I have no idea.
I think that they were banking on that moment, the Eye of Agamotto suddenly opening and revealing the time stone inside to be a little bit more whoa, he's got an Infinity Stone too.
Yeah.
But it fell. I don't think
And I
that
was
it
like,
landed.
oh wow, shiny. He didn't even flinch. It's like, oh, there's
Yeah, it
another
was
one.
like because he was already like at in this on the same level as Infinity Ultron,
Yeah,
even before the Time Stone opened.
that is true. Those tentacles, those extremely powerful tentacles.
Yeah,
Um, is that it for? Do we have anything else for dislikes? 'Cause I feel
that's
that
it.
there's a
That's
lot
it.
more dislikes in this episode.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. As I keep on replaying the scenes in
Replaying
my
them in
head.
your head. Well, we will have more opportunity to revisit this dislike and likes on this episode and all our other episodes because we are ending our episode a little shorter as this is the final episode for this series. We will be similar to how we did it with Loki. We will be having a post-series discussion wherein we'll talk about the entirety of the season as a whole, plus our theories and expectations for what comes afterwards, whether it's going to be the second season, whenever that one comes out, and possible repercussions to the rest of the MCU. Now, Joel already pointed out a potential, extremely wonderful return of Natasha to the MCU by being brought back from a different universe, but obviously that's not what happened. That's not what happened. So, what if even plan to impact the MCU at large at all or not, right? Well, as always, dear audience, we hope you tune in to the next episode. So hold on to your expectations. We will have more in-depth discussion about the entirety of the season then. And so we hope you continue to hang out with us. Till then, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.